my early life. Welcome everyone who is in the house with me. Welcome everyone. Welcome to this webinar. We are live. Great. Okay, I want you to please register your presence and where you are joining us from by telling me your name and your location. So if you are Adamu from Kano, so indicate that I say Adamu from Kano. Or if you are Musa from Bauchi, you can put that there. Yeah, thanks Gabe from Lagos. So if you are Bayo from Ogun or Abeokuta, or you are Effiong from Cross River State, Calabar, you can put that there. Let me see you here. Ibukun, welcome. Yeah, Chris from Alausa, welcome. Olutobi, you're welcome. Yeah, Olakpeju from Lagos, thank you for joining. Gideon from Jos, you're welcome. Elizabeth from Ibadan. Oludare from Lagos. Ebuoluwa, you're welcome. Mono, welcome. Yagbenga from Lagos, welcome. Happiness, Philomena, welcome. Yes, somebody is from Bronu. Ayodiji, welcome. So, welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. So, we want to go into this presentation. My name is Tayo Stephen, founder, Starry Academy. I'm also a chartered accountant, and we have teams of chartered accountants in the house. So, Chris, you are welcome. Balikis, you are welcome. Ebure from Enugu, you are welcome. All right. Kolade from Ogun. Yakubu from Akwa Ibom. Good evening and welcome. Welcome everyone. So this will take us approximately less than an hour or thereabouts. Omotayo, welcome as well. So why are students failing the ICAN exams? What are our experiences? What are the things we have found out about the ICAN exam in particular? Henry from Jos. I hope Jos is fine. Welcome. Jennifer from Abuja. Abdullahi from Kano. You are welcome. So we'll be going straight into our presentation. So let me start by sharing my screen. I'll be acknowledging you as you come in. Yeah, okay, Happiness, you are from Jalingo. How is Jalingo this evening? Abiodun, welcome. All right. Let me go right into my slide. Okay, so if you can see my slide, please just say hi. I want to be sure you are seeing my slide. Just say hi. I'm waiting for your responses. So just some housekeeping. I want to encourage you to put away your phone, put away, switch off social media as at now. This is live. This is not a recorded message. So this is live. I'll be welcoming your, yes, I'm seeing hi there. Thank you very much. I'm seeing hi. Yes, Aziz, thank you for that. Grace, thank you for that. Yeah, Ikewa Chuku, thank you for that. Yeah, thank you for your response, Kehinde. Okay. So please make sure you switch off your WhatsApp, every other form of distraction as at now. And then if you have your own question, you can type them in the comment box. I'll try my best to answer as much question as possible. So welcome to the webinar tag. Tired of failing ICAN exam and you want to pass this diet exam? You're welcome if this is your desire. The essence of this webinar is to guide and help professional ICAN students to pass the next ICAN exam, irrespective of the situation you may have found yourself right now. I'm going to share practical live examples and live scenarios that you will have to look at. So a brief introduction of myself. My name is Tayo Stephen. I'm the founder and CEO of Starry Academy. Yeah, Starry Academy, as you may know, is the leading digital tuition provider in Nigeria. As at when we started the digital part in 2010, we were the only one that was doing it in the whole of Africa. So the Starry Academy was founded in 2007, and this is 2022, right? So yeah, we started in 2007 by running ACCA program, CIS program, and in 2010, I think, we now started the ICAN program. Now, what we did was that we shut down our physical classes, I think, in 2011 or 12. Why did we shut it down? You may want to hear the story. So we're running the physical classes and the digital classes concurrently. So we found out that the students who passed the exam more with higher mark were those who were attending the digital classes. So we decided to do a survey and find out why that was the case. Our findings was very shocking to us. We found out that those who buy our video lecture, attend our program then, it wasn't Telegram that time, and there was no WhatsApp that time. It was Yahoo group. So those people who participated in our classes using Yahoo group, which is more of an email platform that time, we found out that they were passing. Why those who come for classes were not passing as much as those who attended our digital classes? The outcome, like I said, shocked us. So we found out that those who come for physical classes miss some classes. They miss some classes not because of any fault of theirs. They missed some classes because either they were late, they stayed back at work and they have to work, or they travel for work, or they were sick, or traffic, whatever the reason. So they couldn't come for class. So for those of you that have attended physical classes, you find out that when you miss class for any reason, however legitimate your reason may be, you find out that nobody is going to repeat the class for you. I think you can agree with me. Nobody is going to repeat the class for you. So unlike the digital class, we found out that you don't have to miss any class. So you have the video already pre-recorded. You can go through it at your own time. Either you travel, or for those who travel, they go through it in their hotel room. They go through it in their spare time. Nursing mothers going through it at home and all of that. So this was the survey we did then as at 2011 and 12, if my memory doesn't fail me. So that's after that survey, we decided to shut down our physical classes and restrict ourselves to the digital platform. So today we have a lot of people that are coming on board, that are copying what we are doing. But you see, we are doing this basically out of the love we have to produce more chartered accountants. Yeah, we strongly are passionate about you passing. And that's why we have innovated along the way, right? We innovated from Yahoo platform. We moved to WhatsApp. When we were running WhatsApp, some of our classes, for instance, skill level, we have up to 12 WhatsApp group for just skill level alone. And for professional level, we have about 7 or 8. So you find out that they were very difficult to manage, and therefore we now migrated to Telegram. Of course, a lot of people are also copying what we are doing, and it is okay, because our goal is to make learning easier for everybody. In the era of technology, nobody should fail the exam. So that's a brief introduction of myself. I got qualified in 1997. 1997 was when I got qualified. Sorry, just a moment. Oh, okay. How many hours will this webinar last? About an hour or less. It's not going to take more than an hour. All right. So, and in 2007, like I said, we became passionate. But before 2007, I was doing private coaching for people for free, just to help them pass. And up to 2007, I could count a number of people that I helped to become chartered accountant before we decided to launch Starry Gold full blown. All right. So if you Oh, can we see your face? Yeah, I guess you can see my face down the screen. I'm just, yeah, as I'm seeing, I can see myself on the screen as well. So if you check the screen very well, you see me by the right-hand corner down there. All right, so before you start doubting yourself whether you can pass ICAN exam or not, or whether ICAN exam is too difficult, I want to just share a few things with you about people who have passed this exam. Now, this is the testimony of people from our Telegram group. You see, it's a screenshot here. Glory here says, sorry, no, not Glory. Adewale says, glory be to God. All the lecturers, my professional colleagues, you are part of my success. Now ACA. That's what somebody puts in there. Another one here says, I am now ready to take 3 courses in May diet. Okay, that's just an advice somebody is asking. This one says, I'm overwhelmed with the pass rate in SFM and case study. FR and advanced taxation dusted at first sitting. Though I didn't write any of the 2. I came May 2022. I will join the list of he said no. Come May 2022, I will join the list of ACA. Thank you, Starry Gold. Another person here says, to God be the glory. What God cannot do does not exist. Thanks to the Almighty God, Starry Gold Academy, and everyone who have supported me in one way or the other, I am now qualified. This other person here, Mary, as you can see, this screenshot is from our Telegram group, right? AAA. He said the AAA self, the AAA exam self was something else. This is my first attempt in professional, and I made 4 all over 5. I'm grateful to God for this success. So those are the testimony I'm sharing here. This person said, this is my 3rd attempt of SFM. To the glory of God, I qualified. Okay, we just share those brief testimony. All right. So to give you specific solution on how you can pass ICAN exam, this diet, I will state the different scenario, different thing that students have asked. So are we ready to go? If you are there with me, just say, I am ready. I just want to be sure that I'm not talking to myself. Please just type in the chat box, I am ready. Please type there, I am ready. I'm waiting for us. I am ready. Okay, good. Thanks, Gabe. Yes, thank you, Oluwadare. Thank you. Thank you, Adiola. Christ. Okay, I can see I am ready. I'm ready. Helene, thank you for that. Bolua, happy. Joseph. All right, good. Now let's go. These are questions that we received. It says, I failed the ICAN exam. I failed the exam several times. What can I do to pass? I'll give us a short story when I was doing this ICAN exam. where I used to work that time, it used to happen that every diet, I was in the account department, about, is it 10 of us then or thereabout, we'll go, before I even started ICAN, right? Everybody in that department will go and do ICAN exam, and everybody will come back fail. So it used to scare me a lot then, that what kind of exam is this that nobody passes? And then when I joined and started, I decided I was going to do something differently. Of course, I failed because I started with ATS1 then. Before I started doing things differently, I failed the exam. I used to pray very hard. I'm a devout Christian, right? But I used to pray very, very hard. But then I still failed. It was then that I realized that prayer alone wasn't enough. And then I started doing something differently. So if you have failed the exam several times, it means that, like they used to say, that you cannot keep doing the same thing you have been doing and expect a different result or a different outcome. You need to change your strategy. So the person that sent in this question, though, didn't tell us how they study for the exam, but the typical way students study for the exam is usually go for physical classes. Like I said earlier, we used to run physical classes, but there are limitations to what you can really achieve when you go for physical classes. Not that physical classes are bad. No, not that physical classes are bad. But limitation, like for instance, when you travel for your job takes you out of town and you go for several weeks. For those several weeks that you are away, you are going to miss those classes. And when you miss those classes, unfortunately, nobody is going to repeat those classes for you. And I used to have that problem when I was doing the exam. And the day I will show up in class, I realized that nobody wants to borrow me their notes because it is the next weekend that we will meet again, right? So although this time you can run zeros people's notes, but then the other problem comes in that when you are studying it, there are areas you don't understand, and therefore there will be nobody to ask. So what I'm trying to say is that you need to change your strategy if you have failed the exam several times, and we'll look at what those strategies should be. This other person say, can I write all the courses in skill level at once and pass the exam? Of course, the answer is yes. You can write all the papers, courses in skill level and pass the exam, provided you have the time. Now, this is one of the mistakes that people make. You don't have to write all the 4 papers or 6 papers, as the case may be, in the skill level if you don't have time. We often advise students that if it is only 1 paper that you can prepare for, write that 1 paper. Don't try to cram 4 papers or 6 papers into that diet. Don't try to do that. You see, in this day and age, ICAN is easier to pass now. Not necessarily because the exam is easy. When I was writing this exam, right, if you fail 1 paper and have what we call double star, you'll be expected to write all the papers in that level. That was the time I was doing the exam. And of course, I had double star when I was doing my final then. And therefore, I have to rewrite everything that I have to repeat my final. So the reason why I said ICAN is easier to pass now is that you can write only 1 paper. You say, okay, but if I'm writing 1 paper, when will I finish the exam? You see, when you write 1 paper and you pass, it motivates you, it encourages you. If you don't have the time, then don't spend much time going for more than you have time for. All right. Somebody sent us this, say I'm too old to write the exam. When I saw this, I was a little bit amused. So if you have a question, I will be checking my stuff here so that I can respond. Yeah, before I go on, Omotayo says, please, is there 10 diet for professional level? I don't know, maybe what he wants to say, I want to believe is 10 diet past questions. Let me quickly answer that. Yes, if you have video lectures, you have more than 10 diets, if I'm not mistaken. I think you have from 2014 November up to 2021 May diet. Yeah, 2021 May diet. So if we look at that, that's more than 10 diets. So I hope I answered that question. Now let me look at the second one. Somebody is still the same Omotayo. I have this year left and still have 3 papers to write: SFM, AAA, and CS. All right, stay to Omotayo. You will see the strategy you are supposed to use. This person said, I'm too old to write the exam. There's somebody that was, I've been writing the exam. I think he wrote about 20 diets before he qualified. That was about 4 years ago, right? The man was already old, and he said there's really nothing he wants to use this exam for other than to have the fulfillment that he has written the exam and he has passed, and to become an inspiration to his children. So what I want to tell you is that if you are too old to write the exam, look for a motivation that will push you to do the exam. Don't make it an abandoned project. You see, if you go around the town or where you stay, you will see some building that they have abandoned for more than 5 years, some 10 years, some 20 years. You see, whatever money has been invested in that building is sunk cost, because until that building is completed, nobody can earn any money. Nobody can pay rent for those buildings. So it's the same thing with ICAN. Don't say you are too old. You are going to become an inspiration to the younger generation. I don't know your age, but that's where I would like to leave that. Another person said, I have not gone to school for years now. Do you think I can write the exam? The answer is yes. Like I said earlier, with the use of technology, you see, you can still write the exam. If you get the video lecture, for instance, it has no, you don't have to go for classes, like, for those of you who have it. Go through the video lecture on your own, over and over, and you'll find out that even though you have left school for years, your brain, your mind will start picking up things again, and then you can now attempt the exam. But you see, if you don't have the motivation, if the exam is not, there's no reason for you to do it, then maybe you can drop the exam. But becoming a chartered accountant is a prestige. I have seen people giving me honor and respect just knowing that I'm a chartered accountant, right? The way they discuss with me, the way the conversation just change when I enter anywhere and they know that I'm a chartered accountant, the kind of respect they give to me. So if that is if for that reason alone, then it will be what you going through. But just look for the strategy that will work for you. Our strategy works, and that's why we're here. Now let me go to the next one. I want to quit ICAN and go for CITN because I failed several times. I'm also a member of Charter Institute of Taxation of Nigeria. Of course, I didn't write any exam. I became a member in year 2000, but I already have my ICAN in 1997, so I claim 100% exemption. So ICAN and CITN, they are not exactly the same, right? CITN is restricted to taxation and tax practices, right? Of course, you can do consultancy and all the rest, but if you are going to work, like where you find work mostly is in the civil service for CITN, right? You find work with Federal Inland Board of Revenue, or you find work with the State Board of Internal Revenue and all the rest. That's a civil servant job, and it's very competitive. I'm not saying that you shouldn't go for CITN, but if you go for CITN, and you will not easily get job if you go for ICAN. So I would rather that you come back to your ICAN. You have failed this several times. Let's see why you have failed this several times. Change your strategy that you have been using. And then when you qualify, then you can get CITN exemption, automatic exemption, 100% without any exam. How cool can that be? So that would be my recommendation. Another person here said, my company did not give me permission to write the exam. Yeah, I remember this vividly. Like I told you my story earlier on, where I used to work that time. You will have exam tomorrow and you'll be at work today. You will only be given the days of your exams. That's the way it was then. As a 1990, I think I started the ICAN exam 8 years in 1990. If my memory doesn't fail me, I think 1994. Yes, 1994, 95, 96, 97. Yes, all through that time. I, 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 I'm not sure I had the opportunity of going for annual leave. I wasn't sure. I'm not sure because the work in the office is so much. And you that your company does not give you permission, you have to change your strategy. Yes, it may be that there's so much work for you to do, and you have to be grateful that you have a job because it is a job that pays for the exams. It is a job that pays for your bills, that pays your for your accommodation, that pays your clothing, that pays for your transportation. Everything else is a job that pays for it. So you have to adopt a different strategy. I believe that your company will allow you the 1 or 2 or 3 days that you need for the exam. So if that's all they can allow you, then change your strategy. Then make sure that you adopt the strategy that we're going to look at today. This one said, I don't have time to write the exam because of work and family. It's the same thing. It's either work doesn't permit you or family doesn't permit you. But what we are saying here is that these are blessings. Work is a blessing, family is a blessing, but you don't have the time. Yes, you need to create the time. Yes, you need to change the strategy you are going to use. And I will give you one of them. As busy as you are, you still find time to eat every day. You still find time to sleep. You still find time to bathe, and you still find time to commute to work. So if you are between the hours of commuting from home to work, you can convert that to your study time. I'll tell you how I did mine, because I told you that where I was working that time, many people, 10 people will go for the exam, 10 people will fail the exam. So, and I decided to change my strategy. So my job used to take me out. When I'm going out, I go with my notes then. There was no digital. The internet was so young that time that the only thing you can get is email as at 1994, 95, 96, 97, right? So in transit, I'll be reading right inside the bus then. Then my break time, right? I go into the toilet and lock the toilet. I think we have about four pack of toilets then. One is always constantly blocked by me. I will enter there, close the toilet, lock it up, and start reading. And then when we close, I wait behind, and knowing that I'm going to face traffic, and I study for another 1 or 2 or 3 hours before I go. So what I'm trying to say here is that where there is a will, there's a way. So if you adopt this, then obviously you will pass the exam. You will create the time for this. This other person said, I don't have money to pay for exemption. When you say you don't have money, this is the real problem. You have not counted your ICAN exam as an investment. And this goes to another story I want to tell us. When I was working then, you see, I joined the cooperative of my organization and I was saving money there. So the moment the exam result is out and I pass or I fail, I go straight there and borrow and pay for the exam because I knew that it was an investment. Come to think about it, if I wasn't chartered, there's no way I would have the confidence to sit before all of us this evening and be talking. We're about 120 on the call. There's no way I will be able to have the confidence to talk to us, 123 on the call. There's just no way I can do that, right? So borrow money and do what? And pay for your exemption. Go talk to uncle. Go talk to nieces. Go talk to everybody you can talk to. Ask them for a loan. Don't ask them to give you the money. Let me use this local pidgin. Don't ask them to dash you the money. No, don't ask them to dash you money. Ask them to loan you because it's an investment, right? I hope that is helpful. My children will not allow me to concentrate and write the exam. Well, your children are blessings from God. And some people are looking for children. All right, now that's on the lighter note. But to take this thing serious, it depends on what level your child is. Are you a nursing mother? If you are a nursing mother, there's a moment where your child will sleep, right? There's the moments, yes, it's going to be very hectic, but you have to outsource some of the domestic work. There was a lady I counseled. She said I've been failing the exam. Each time I want to write the exam, I'll find out that I take in, I become pregnant, and then I will become a nursing mother and I can't pass the exam. I said, okay, this is what you need to do. Outsource some of the domestic work. Look for somebody that will come clean the house for you and pay the person, right? Look for, if you are, whether you are staying in an estate or your neighborhood, there are secondary school boys and girls, right, that you can call, 13 years, 14 years, 15 years, 16 years, whatever, and you send them to the market and tip them off, and you ask them to help you in washing your clothes, tip them off. You ask them to play with your child, tip them off, so that you can create time for your exam. Then, if your children are already up to going to nanny, right, going to nursery, take them there so that you can create time and study. Remember, this exam is an investment. Yeah, this person say, I'm still in school, can I write the exam? I said, big yes. I'm going to share the testimony of one 17-year-old chartered accountant. You'll be surprised. Yeah, I have his picture. He is a student. He started at the ATS level, right? He's now chartered. He got chartered, I think, year 2020, right? He got inducted, I think, this year, if I'm not mistaken, yes. So he got chartered at the age of 17, and he has also finished his first degree, at the age of 18. So we don't have any excuse. If you are in school, they better, because when you finish school, it becomes harder. Yeah, I see a lot of questions coming in. Let me just run through this so that I can now come and attend to your question. How long can I complete the exam and become chartered? This is a very good question. Now, when I started my own exam in 1994, yeah, I set a date that I want to qualify when I'm age 25. And although I missed it by 6 months in 1997, I missed it by 6 months, but I got qualified at age 25 plus 6 months. So how long can I complete the exam? Set when you want to finish it. For some, it takes them 10 years. For some, it took them 20 years, right? For others, like me, it took me approximately 4 years, from 8 years to PE3. We used to do PE3 that time. So you can follow that and have a determination to do that. You say, I failed countless times. How can your tutorial help me in passing? I think I've addressed this one already. I'm using other textbook already. Is that enough? This is a lot of this question is loaded. We don't discourage you using textbook, but let me be very realistic with you. What I have here, if you can see the screen, let me stop sharing my screen. I'll come back to using my, yeah, this is public sector, right? ICAN pack. Look at it here, ICAN pack. This is how many pages? 960 pages, right? And you're expected to finish this within how many months? 3 months, 4 months? It's practically impossible, right? So I've just shown you public sector. So if you are writing performance management, this is another one. Look at it here. Look at it here. Another, how many pages is this also? This is 966 or thereabout. So we're talking of about 1,800 pages of material you're expected to study page by page. Usually this should be a maybe a 2-year. It will take you 2 years to really study page by page to finish. That's why I said the shortcuts are the best thing that you can do. Let me go back to sharing my screen so that we can continue with those questions, right? All right. So now you said I'm using other textbook. Now you can use other textbook, right? You can use other textbook. Use them as reference, particularly if you want to understand key topics alone. But it will not be the most effective way for you to study, just studying textbooks alone, unless you have the time, right? So there was this research that was carried out that if you attend physical class, the lecture of physical class that will take you 8 hours to finish, right? 8 hours. If you do self-study, you will cut that time by half to 4 hours. And then the research went on to say, if you use video lecture, it will take you 2 hours, which means the lecture that will take you 8 hours of study will take you 2 hours if you use video lecture. So you see how you can cut time by using videos, right? I'm not saying that you shouldn't study textbook. I'm saying that use them as backup, but use videos. They will help you a lot. All right, it says, I will not be writing this diet. I'll write next diet. This is one of the biggest mistakes that students make by skipping diets. You see, when next diet come, you will be starting afresh. Thank God that we have train in our country now. Train are moving from one part of the country to the other. Now, let me explain how train work. Train and trailer. It takes a lot of effort to start a train and get it moving. And the same thing with trailer. But when they start moving, it takes little effort to keep them going. So the train will be going at a steady speed. So is a trailer, right? So it's the same thing. When you want to start your exam, right? It takes a lot of effort to start preparing for the exam. But once you are in exam mood, you start studying, then your momentum just keep going. It takes little more effort to just keep you running. So what is the implication of that? It means that when you skip diet, right? It's you've just done the last diet. Whether you pass or you didn't pass, you now skip diet. Your momentum will go down. When you skip a diet and you want to now start again, you will find out that it will take you more effort, and your zeal, your desire, your energy level will be very, very low. So that's why we encourage students, don't skip any diet. Of course, when I started in 1994 to 1997, I didn't skip any diet. Of course, I failed my ATS1. I had double star. I have to write all 4 papers again. I went back the next diet, then I passed. Went to do ATS2 then, and then I passed. I think it's ATS1 and 2 then, and then I got exemption to do PE1. Yes, I went for PE1, I had 1 star, and I have to repeat that one. The next diet I went and I passed. I went and did PE2, I passed. I went to do PE3, I failed. And I went again and I now passed. So don't let momentum work in your favor, not against you, right? So don't skip any diet. Even if it is just 1 paper, make sure you write that 1 paper. This is my first time to sit for ICAN exam. Where do I start from? Oh, get the syllabus. If this is the first time and you are doing either the foundation level or the professional level or the skill level, get the syllabus. And then, of course, get the video lectures and start studying. I'll tell you how you'll get that at the end of today. Yeah, my boss have refused to give me exam leave. I think I've addressed this. It might be that there's so much work in your place of work and you are so important. It might also be that your boss doesn't want you to qualify because you become a threat to him or her. But either way, they give you exam leave, they don't give you exam leave, do what I said earlier, right? If you are just joining and you miss that part, then you can always check later for the replay. You will see what I did then to avoid this problem. All right, failed because I did not have enough time to prepare. Yes. Remember that you will not always have enough time. Yes, you will not always have enough time. And when you know you don't have enough time to prepare, rather than doing 4 papers, do just one or two. This is the recommendation we give to our students. Don't try to do all 4 papers. Failing the exam is very, very demoralizing. But passing one just give you the joy and the energy and the momentum to go to the next one. All right. I failed ICAN exam several times. I'm about giving up. All I want to say is that winners never, never quit. Right? Winners never, never quit. I've just told you about my own failure where I have to repeat a level thrice. I repeated ATS1, I did repeated PE1 and PE3, right? So failure does not mean you are a failure. It only means that there are some things you still need to learn. So, but like I said before, you need to change your strategy. What strategy are you using? Change your strategy. And if you just stay tuned, I'll tell you how you can pass this diet exam. This one said, I don't have time to prepare for the exam. Anything, you never accomplish anything you don't have time for. We must have time to eat, otherwise we will not be alive. If you say, I don't have time to be alive, well, is there anybody that doesn't want to? There was this James Bond movie, No Time to Die. Of course, at the end of the movie, what happened? He died. Okay, what I'm trying to say here, that's just on a lighter mood, right? I don't have time to prepare for the exam. Yes, but you have 1 hour every day. If you can spare 1 hour every day between now and May, then you have time. Then don't go for 4 papers. Do at least 1 paper. Use the strategy that we're going to talk about as we go on. I failed the exam several times. What do? I think I've talked about that. I'm a nursing mother. How can you help me prepare for the exam? Like I said earlier on, the story of the nursing mother, I did advise her. I said, yes, you are a nursing mother. Get people to help you, right? Pay people, right? Don't look for favor, pay them. Pay people to take care of the house chores while you nurse your baby. When the child is sleeping, is the time to study. But you know what nursing mother do? When the child is sleeping, they are busy washing clothes, doing all other house chores. By the time the child is awoke, they are exhausted, right? So make sure you outsource all those ones, because the children or the child that God has given you is a blessing. So add ICAN to that. I don't have time to prepare for preparation because I'm always very busy at work. We have addressed that. What if I failed again? This question is very funny. Somebody said that he said he has failed before. What if I fail again? What the question I want to ask you is, what if you pass again? Now, let me give you this story. When I was doing the exam, it wasn't that I wasn't afraid I would fail, because what happened is that before I joined the account department, you just realize that everybody, 10 or thereabout, everybody will fail. In fact, I didn't want to do ICAN because of that. There's one institute they call CIA. CIA is called Charter Institute of Administration. If you are going to Agbara, that's where they have their office. They have their head office. That's where they have their campus. They have their head Agbara in Ogun State. If you are going through Lagos, Badagry Expressway, right? For those of you who are not in Lagos, they have their head office in Surulere. Why did I wanted to do it? Because people were passing it easily. I felt it was easy to pass until somebody said, where I was working then, they said they will write the Federal Ministry of Education to find out whether that certificate was recognized. And I said, sure. Why will I go and do a certificate, do an exam that they want to look whether it is recognized? That's how I abandoned it. So what if I pass should be the question you should ask. Of course, when you fail, there's a reason why you fail. There's a lesson to learn from that. How can I prepare for ICAN exam? We'll look at that. I'm just afraid of writing this exam. Yes, see, fear. Courage is not the absence of fear. Sometimes you'll be afraid, but still register for the exam. As soon as the exam comes, notification come out, register at least for 1 paper. But start preparation. It's preparation that builds your confidence. It's preparation that builds your courage, right? You don't just go into the exam hall and just, or a wrestling hall, for instance, and you say, I have confidence, I want to pass. No, you should have practiced. Practice, they say, make perfect. So one of the, let me just say before I will even go forward, if you are written the exam before and you have failed, don't go back and start reading these entire textbooks that I carry in my hand that I showed us earlier. Just go back and start reading past question and answers. And if you want to make that journey simpler, get our video lecture. We have the video lecture question and answers, right? Start going through it. See whether you are familiar with those questions. Now, why did we do that? When I was preparing for this exam, let me give you another story then. I realized that when I'm afraid to do the exam, I say, okay, what does this question really look like? And now got past questions, started reading them, even though I didn't know the answer, right? But I will now tell myself that, but I can understand this question, even though I don't know the answer. But if I should read, I should be able to answer this. Then I'll go ahead and look at the answer. I'll read the answer, and the answer makes sense to me. I say, I'll go back and ask the question again. I'll now find out that I can answer it. I said, but if I can answer this thing the way they have written it down in the exam, why shouldn't I pass this exam? So what I'm trying to say is that practice, practice, practice. You can't get to the exam like I used to do then, praying, believing God, when you have not practiced all manner of questions, right? Like we used to encourage, we have a membership site, right? I think in that membership site, we should have more than 1,000 questions there, if I'm not mistaken. Just go there and start looking at the question. Even if you don't know the answer, just be reading them, and I'll tell you why you should do that. It's kind of help you turn your brain and makes you start looking for solution. I will explain that later. So I don't have confidence to write this exam. I think I've answered that. Now, let me share this with you. I'm finding it hard to concentrate. Yes, you'll find it very hard to concentrate when there are a lot of things on your mind, right? So this is what happened. When you can't concentrate and there are a lot of things on your mind, you won't be able to sleep at night. Now, take this away. Anytime your mind is filled up with thoughts, take a sheet of paper and start jotting down what your mind is thinking about. Start writing it down. The moment you write it down, you capture it from the realm of thoughts into the physical world. Your mind will stop thinking about it. You can try that tonight. You say, I can't sleep, I'm troubled. Just write down what is troubling your mind. Write it down. And if it is so much work, write them down. If it is deadline in the office, write them down. You see, I have a sheet of paper here. In this sheet of paper, I have more than 30 things that I've written down sometime in a day so that I can concentrate, right? So write them down. Now, I share with you Testimony. That's his name. Testimony Nelson is his name. This is the young chap, our student that became chartered at the age of 17. Let me give you the story. I didn't know him before, right? I didn't know him. He bought our ATS products after his secondary school, and he went through and he used that to become an ATS graduate. And then I think he used that for admission into the uni. If my memory doesn't fail me, he used that as an admission to the uni, but at least he got admission to do JUPEC accounting at OAU, if I'm not mistaken. Then while he was doing that, he was now getting our once you finish your ATS, you'll be granted. ATS means accounting technician scheme. For those who don't know what it is, it's like the OND level to what when you are doing ICAN, particularly if you don't have first degree, that's where you will start from. If you have OND or school cert, that's where you will start from. You will start from ATS. So this Mr. Nelson now got our professional level exam. That is for the skill level because he was exempted foundation. And while he was preparing for his first degree, he was writing the ICAN exam. And the dad called me and said, who is the youngest person that have qualified in your history? I said, well, The one my own was that I got qualified at the age of 25 plus 6 months, like I said. I said another person I knew who was a student qualified at the age of 20. He said, you have made history. I said, tell me, sir. He said, my son used your material and he qualified at the age of 17. I said, wow. And he sent me this souvenir, right? That they used to celebrate it. This is him here, the youngest qualified accountant in town. If I look at that, May 2020 diet, that's when he got qualified. Of course, you know, the May diet was written in, I think, November. You know, I think 2020 was the year of the pandemic, and they did two exams then. He qualified in one of them. Remember that the May diet was written in September. Why? There's just two exams that was written that year. So this is his picture. He got qualified using the method that we'll be talking about. In conclusion, what is the standard where anybody can pass ICAN exam, even if the person is writing ICAN exam for the first time, right? And even if the person does not have accounting background or does not have much time to study because of busy schedule, please take note of what we are sharing. We have started calling people for last diets, and we realize those who pass, they follow the method I'm talking about. Those who don't pass, some of them, they didn't follow this method. One, we have what we call 30 days blueprints. This 30 days blueprints, what we did was to pick our entire video and break it into 30 days for you. And then we'll tell you what you will go through in day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. In 30 days, you should be able to cover at least one paper. So the 30 days blueprint is available for you, right? So the second one is video tutorial here. The video tutorial is that you get the video lecture that covers not only the lecture, but past questions, right? You get that. And of course, our online Telegram class. We have lecturers we are paying, right? That are providing support. You come there every week. Lectures have already started. They give lectures there, right? And they also submit weekly question and answers. So make sure you attempt those weekly question and answers, right? And then we also do mock exam twice, mid-mock and final mock. Attempt them. We're not saying that you should do everything and pass, but attempt those questions, right? Attempt them. So how does the 30 days blueprint work? It works by the way I've explained it, right? You get a blueprint. For those of you who are registered for this webinar, we'll send it to you if you don't have it. Get the blueprint. We have broken the entire syllabus into just 30 days for you. Remember, I told us earlier that 2 hours of study using video is equivalent to 8 hours if you go for lectures. So you see that you save more time. And if you're already going for lectures, combine the videos. There's one of our students that works for the Enugu state government, right? He got the video. He will study the topic they are to do in class. When he gets to class, he now start asking questions because he already understands the topic. And therefore, any other area he needs, he asks. So if you've already paid for lectures, combine it with videos, right? But make sure you use the blueprint. So the blueprint explain how our video lecture works. How with the online classes, weekly question and mock, help me pass this diet. They will help you pass if you make use of them the way I've explained, right? The combination of them. All you need is the blueprint, the video lectures, the online classes, which is Telegram classes, a weekly question and answer, and the mock. If you go through our video lecture at least 2 times before the exam, you will pass this exam. We are here to see somebody that can challenge us that he went through it 2 times and failed. We are here to see. So remember that the video lecture also comes with past question and answers. More than 12 diets, if I'm not mistaken. 2004, 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. That's more than 10 diets, right? Make sure you go through those past questions also. So let me quickly address some questions that some of you have thrown here. before we go, because I understand we have just 5 minutes more to go. If we don't address your question, we'll still compile all of them and put them into and answer them and then send to you. Somebody else says, talking about the 10-year rule. Well, I won't be able to address the 10-year rule here, but we'll get the information and send to you. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Please, as the program started, I don't think I'm connected. Please. Oh, Cletus, we are rounding up already. I have advanced tax and SFM to pass. That's what Afolabi is saying. So make sure you get the video lecture. You say you are connected. Okay, that's another person. I'm in foundation level and I've written 3 papers already. I have business law left. I've written a business law twice and I didn't pass. I think the issue is I don't know how to answer the case study. Yes, get the video lecture. We have already answered the case study there for you, right? So make sure you get it and see how we answered it. And then with notes and all the explanation there. Another person say, we notice ICAN don't set questions from their study pack. They do. This person say, notice they don't set questions from their study pack. They do. Now, this is another thing we have done. We have picked every question in the study pack and solve them in video format and add it to the video lecture. You get all that for free when you get the video lecture. They do pick questions from there sometime. November 2021 will be the 3rd time I will be writing PM. I have the video bought from Starry Gold, participated in the Telegram class. Please advise what strategy should I employ this diet. The strategy you should employ is use a 30 days blueprint. Make sure you go through start with the past question first, right? Go through the video lecture at least 2 times. There's no way you can fail if you do that. All right, so I've written skill 2 times and I failed despite study and preparing so well. I attended physical classes. Yes, you can rewatch this video. I've explained the disadvantage of physical classes. The disadvantage is simply if you miss any class, nobody is going to put you through, and then you are on your own. You understand? And if your job takes you out of town, you miss the class. That's where technology comes in. Like I said earlier on, we have to close our. Yeah, I'm putting this on the screen here. So if you want to get a video lecture, yeah, these are the phone number. You can note them down and call by tomorrow morning, because our team of course, they have closed for the day. All right. So this person says, I've written, okay, I've answered that, Abiola. Then Nkewachiku says, someone said that if one fail to qualify after 10 years, it will start afresh. How true is that? We'll verify that. It might be true. It's called the 10-year rule. ICAN suspended it before. So they are trying to put pressure on you so that you can pass. All right. It might be true, but we can confirm that. This is going to be my first diet in professional level. And I'm for advanced tax and CR. Any advice for me? The advice I will give you is that start preparing now. Make sure you use the 30 days blueprints, which if you don't have, just get any of those numbers on your screen. We'll give it to you for free. Please, what do you think is the best approach to tackle AAA once and for all? Well, you see, AAA is a combination of calculation and theory. You can't, the best approach is, if you have written it before, start with the past question and answer, and start going through that, right? Start with the past question and answer. So our time is quickly going through. I can see a lot and lots of questions here. Another person say, how do I access the member area? Just contact us on Telegram. The stuff is on the screen, www.t.me/Go Academy. Then the admin will get in touch with you. Another person say, I wrote September diet. Then okay, that's Abiola. Benga say, how do I use 30 days blueprint? Why I'm writing 5 papers with 3 months? I'm working. Let me be very honest with you, Benga. If you have just 3 months and you are working, 5 papers is a big no-no for us. You only write 5 papers if you have time. You are studying full time, like testimony. That's his name that I just shared with you. This is his picture, right? Where is where yeah, testimony. This is his picture. He was studying full time, right? So he can afford that. You cannot afford that if you are writing 5 papers and you are working. Please streamline it to 2 papers. So we're rounding up. I have less than, yeah, we're done. So if you want to get our video lecture, those are the numbers on the screen. Just call them. But we will answer every one of these questions and send them to everyone who have recorded, who have registered for this webinar. So tell me what you feel. How did it go? Let me see on the chat box. I'll leave the screen to still be on for those of you that have not gotten the number. Tell me if you have gotten value here. Say yes. Just type something. Let me know that you got something here. And if you like, you can tell me what you have gotten. Just type, yeah, this person say, how do I pass SFM? This is my 4th attempt. Yes, I've already addressed that here. Start by just going through past questions alone. You already have some knowledge with you on your head. Don't start this big ICAN pack. Yes, thank you very much. Oluwadare, Felix, Yakubu, Henry, thank you very much. If you have gotten value, say yes there. Just type yes, I got value, or type whatever you want to type to make sure you got that. Yes, thank you very much, Abu, Patience, Adeola, yes, Ibukun, Isire, Miriam, thank you very much. So on this note, we'll be bringing the webinar to a close. You will have the replay so that you can share with your friends so that they too can get value. We want as many chartered accountants as possible to pass this diet. And if you get a blueprint and you follow what I've just said, make sure you go through the video lecture at least 2 times. You will pass, right? You will pass. There's a reason for that. And so thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for coming. So on that note, we bring the webinar to a close and say thank you and God bless you. So the numbers on the screen, you can write them out and then get in touch by tomorrow. If you don't have the video lecture, then make sure you call our team and get it. Yes, there are free video on YouTube. Leave that out. There's no structure to those YouTube videos. Yes, there's free video here and there. Leave them out. We are giving you structure. You need structure, not just bunch of materials, right? Not material here and there that will make you feel overwhelmed. So thank you very much. Yes, Festus, Vivian, Edwin, Babajide, Samuel, Benjamin, Louis. Thank you very much. Esther, Stella, Joe. Thank you, every one of you. Thank you for attending. God bless you. Have a great day and God bless.